Hey, what is going on, everyone? So today we're just jumping straight in to talk about Cersei of the Eternals. Now, I've had some time to kind of experiment and use her, at least in some of the places where she's designed to be, namely in the arena. More and more, I'm kind of thinking that they're almost identical to like Dad Bros this time maybe December of last year, you know, where you kind of need both to really realize how powerful that they are. So I'm a little bit underwhelmed, I guess is the word to say, about Cersei. I think that she's going to be a very strong character, but I don't know if she's going to have that impact or that oomph, you know, without Ikarus. It just seems to be like, I don't know, like cereal and milk. Like, I just don't know if by having one or the other, if they're really going to be all that amazing, you know, until you get both of them. And I think we're maybe a week-ish, maybe a week or two out from the free-to-play release for Ikarus. We might see an offer later on this week and some red star orbs for Ikarus. But otherwise, I am a bit skeptical. And so to showcase this skepticism so far anyways, and I want to say without a doubt, when the duo come together and you get some high gear and red stars on Ikarus, I think without a doubt they're going to be a powerhouse duo. But I tried to test them in arena, you know, to see if she made any difference at all whatsoever standalone, and it didn't go very well. And so to showcase that, I did have two runs of arena that I did this morning with Sersi, and I want to say that my Sersi is gear tier 15, level 85, but only 3 yellow, 3 red. I was gonna save my orbs for a big orb opening, but I wanted to get my power level up a little bit higher so I could compete in arena. I believe she's at 106k because of that 3 yellow, 3 red, but she is blue skirmisher ISO 2. You'll see that a lot of this doesn't actually make a difference. So what I do here is I'm pulling out Moondragon, and honestly, let me know if that's just not the right person to pull out. But I feel that she's the least impactful because you need Nebula for all the assists, Phyla-Vell for the passive, and for the death proofs that she applies, Adam Warlock obviously, and Gamora obviously. So I'm looking for Cersei here. Actually, I think she was 109k, so I put her in here. 794k total, which isn't bad, and I think we went up against a 800-ish k. A lot of my arena shard is like 780 to 840. So those are the kind of teams that you're going up against. You know, a lot of them are the same as Cookie Cutter Infinity Watch for the most part, with varying red stars and yellow stars. So we're jumping right in here, and the same stuff that normally happens. Now, what I normally do is I normally focus down Phyla-Vell, and I normally start with my basic actually for Nebula. I guess that depends on which Nebula goes first. I suppose because if their Nebula goes first, you probably should use the ultimate. That way you clear some of the evades beforehand, and that's what I did. Also with Cersei in the mix and not with Moondragon, I just don't know if it matters or if there's a huge difference of what I should do. Anyways, I normally, when I just do full Infinity Watch, I try to focus down Phyla-Vell first, Moondragon second. And we'll see that I kind of didn't know what to do here. I didn't know whether or not to start with the ultimate or the basic, and the reason why is because the ultimate clears 3 negative effects from self and all allies, and then flipping in arena, but I don't really have any negative effects because of the immunity on the Infinity Watch team. Gamora's special doesn't really do anything, so the only heal block that I have is on Cersei, and I guess that would flip to Deathproof, and she would be getting speed up. For whatever reason I didn't, and it would apply the support. Sorry, it would apply the taunt to the enemy support. And you'll see when we do the second run why this actually became an issue for me when I'm using her. So we end up leading with the basic, I think, here, because I just wasn't sure. I wanted to copy some of her buffs and hope for the best, and I was just, the kits are really long. When you expand them in the game, you know, the block there is really large. So we ended up getting some of those buffs, and that's fine. And then we try to focus our way into Phyla-Vell, and this is just normally what I end up doing. And depending on whose Phyla-Vell goes first, normally I'm able to kill her, which I do here. So that's all good and gravy. That's normally what you want to happen. And for those who are not familiar with how to fight Infinity Watch, that's just how I do it anyways. That's how I prefer it. So, yeah, we had our buffs removed. Cersei gets hit with a slow and a turn bar rewind from Moondragon, and nothing more really happens. She's so slow here with the slow that she doesn't end up really getting another turn, so I just do what I normally do, I guess. Normally I would go into Moondragon, but she still had the defense up, so I just wanted to get more damage in here. And We'll see. I believe it's Gamora that kind of one-shots her. She dies. Cersei dies here pretty quick. Because of that slow, she was not able to get around back to another turn. And it's very unfortunate how that happens. And despite some of the setbacks here, we have the stun cleared from Phyla-Vell. That's great. I think I tried to stun Gamora, but then it missed. It resisted. I'm pretty sure she takes Cersei out. Yeah, that was actually just a basic, and she just took Cersei out. So at this point, I do end up winning without her. You know, so Cersei got one turn. Got one move off before getting wiped out. And somehow I still won this anyways. So I didn't actually need her. So we're going to open up the second match, and I'm going to show you why her kit, at least standalone in Infinity Watch, is a bit of an issue. So we're here in round 2, and I properly set my attack here. So we are, 794. I guess I was looking around for someone a little bit even. You can see that I have as high as 865. I was thinking about taking 732, but that was a bit low. So we're going up against this 835k and to my 794. You know, realistically, it's almost as high as I can go. And I think we really need Ikarus here because it just... You'll see. We're going to jump ahead a little bit to skip through the intro here. There we go. Okay, so they start off with their Nebula goes first, and then I think I use my Nebula alt on Phyla-Vell just to clear some of the evades and do that. Normally, like I said, if my Nebula goes first, I try to lead with the basic instead. There we go. Same thing as last time, but what's different is I'm going to use Cersei's alt instead. So not only do I get the death proof, and I guess I stole some death proofs there as well on the passive. So I'm going to use this time. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but what would have been really better, obviously, if you looked at it, it reduces speed bar by 25% if Ikarus is an ally. So I think that's quite significant. And whether or not that you're still using Infinity Watch, and I was trying to wonder, you know, who are you going to replace with him? Is it Phyla-Vell? Are you going to... Because I think that Nebula is really important for Gamora to get to her empowered form. I still think that overall, Phyla-Vell is a more important character, but I don't know. I'll have to do some testing. You're obviously not going to want to take out Adam Warlock, probably, so you're going to be taking out either Phyla-Vell or Nebula. That remains to be seen, but hopefully we'll figure that out later. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, is this worth it? So it applies taunt for 2 turns to the enemy support, and that with the lowest speed. That's going to be Moondragon, because she's pretty slow. And generates ability energy for herself and Ikarus, which doesn't really make a huge bit of difference here. Probably more for Dark Dimension. So we take that, we get Death Proof, we flip that, and we get the speed up. And it applies 2 turn of taunt to Moondragon. But if you guys remember what I said, normally I go for killing Phyla-Vell first. And usually I very rarely lose in an Infinity Watch mirror match. It's like one in every 50 battles that I lose. So here this becomes a problem because now I'm forced into Moondragon with Adam Warlock and everyone else, and I can't apply the special. I do it anyways just for the damage, but with the immunity I'm not able to do anything. And it basically slowly falls apart despite there being like another minute and a half. I just can't get anyone down. And so this becomes a problem. Eventually, yep, there we go. Moondragon strips all the buffs. So without some sort of, you know, immunity or safeguard, it's pretty pointless. I'm stuck again. I use the special to steal some death proofs. You know, that way it gives me the safeguard there with Phyla-Vell's passive and Adam Warlock's passive. And Cersei takes a lot of damage. I do the special, stuns Moondragon, but I just can't seem to really get through her for whatever reason. Probably because I split my damage between Phyla-Vell and Moondragon, so this is a bit of an issue. And I'm taking all this damage. I'm not really, you know, I don't know why I did the all, you know, I guess I stunned Adam Warlock, and I eventually got Moondragon down, but then Phyla-Vell went down, which is a huge deal because then I can't drain anymore for my characters. Gamora's stunned, and I'm just not able to really do anything at this point. So Cersei's about to go down. Adam Warlock dies once. She gets her ultimate, but then they have counterattack. So she gets hit by a bunch of counterattacks, and then that's where she bites it. And so that's really it. And actually, I was not able to come back from this and win like the first match where Cersei died and it didn't really make too much of a difference. But because Philovel on their team didn't die like it did on the first run, I get screwed, essentially. So the moral of the story is that I don't feel that Cersei standalone is all that good. We're gonna definitely need Ikarus. Let me know in the comments down below, you know, if I'm really effing this up, if I'm doing it wrong, if there's something I'm doing wrong where she is valid. Maybe I should be using different characters. I don't know if she has enough standalone value, at least in Arena. You know, as far as Cosmic Dark Dimension goes, I think she's probably a pretty solid character still, because she has a lot of that utility, and she has a really good she has a really good kit. But for Arena, when you're going up, this might be different if you're going up against a Keswatch. So if you're going up against a team that doesn't have Adam Warlock, a newer Arena Shard, this might be different. This might play out differently. But with Adam Warlock in the mix, it's just not enough without Ikarus. So what I have here is my 109k Cersei, blue skirmisher, ISO 2. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if different ISOs would have made a difference in the outcome of that match. I wanted to do it for the extra focus to make sure that she was guaranteed to take things. So she's got T4s on the passive that gives her extra max health and extra focus for herself and Ikarus when he comes out. You know, her kit is really good. It's also really good in Dark Dimension for the on-spawn. 2 turns of defense up in Dark Dimension, that's really helpful, and all of this stuff as well. Really, really good, increases her damage in Arena or Dark Dimension, but it just doesn't seem to have that oomph. You know, there's nothing there yet. Elemental Slam, I also picked up the T4s on this. 100% extra damage to all enemies, apply speed up for 2 turns, and generate 2 ability energy for self and ally Ikarus. And now I want to say that this is probably more relevant in Dark Dimension, at least in a lot of that aspect, the ability energy specifically, because I don't think that this matters in Arena, because most of your ability energies are full up anyways. And I think Ikarus is as well, so I'm not sure if that matters. And like I said, because I don't have Ikarus, I'm assuming that this kind of really effed me up, because if you saw in the second run, it applied 2 taunts to Moondragon, which is great, but I couldn't get through her fast enough, and it split the damage between Philovel and Moondragon here. And the special, I do want to call out that this is a little bit bugged in the text, so 25% damage for called allies. It's supposed to include 10% extra barrier, so it is supposed to say bury yourself and Ikarus for 30% of this character's max health when in for the T4 upgrade, and then you would get barrier all other allies for 20% or 30% with the T4 of this character's max health. So that's not here. It should be here. Hopefully that gets fixed, and the basic is just damage, so that's not that important. So this is my basically maxed out Cersei until I get more stars from the event. Hopefully we get 4. If we're lucky, we might get a 5-star because I pulled that amazing 6 red. Let me know what you think about Cersei so far. I am not all that impressed so far, but I've not used her in Dark Dimension Cosmic because I've just not had a reason to. I don't rerun Dark Dimension for fun on this account, but I do have Dark Dimension Cosmic coming up, Dark Dimension 3 Cosmic coming up soon on my baby account, and I hope to bring up Cersei there to test her in more detail there. Specifically Dark Dimension 3 because it's on a lower level scale than Dark Dimension 4. But let me know what your experiences are with using her. Am I just doing it wrong? Maybe there's a better way for me to use her. I'm looking forward to Ikarus coming out and putting the 2 together, and hope that they are as good as they're supposed to be. And I might have to rejig my lineup for Arena, whether or not I continue to use Infinity Watch members, or if I just change completely and go new warriors. I don't know, new warriors Adam Warlock, or Cloak and Dagger Adam Warlock. I'm not sure. I don't know how much value that Deathpool has necessarily in Arena when that's not really her game mode that she's supposed to be in. So let me know all of that in the comments down below, and of course until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all later, and hopefully we'll see Ikarus soon. Boilon signing out.